In the previous episode, we have just taken this town and, well, by the garrison size, it should be pretty safe for a little bit of time at least. Anyway, the last town that we need to take is, it's a little bit under some time pressure, so I do need to be a little fast about this. And as a result, I am probably thinking about tackling this army. Obviously, we have to be a bit careful of this because I'm actually not entirely sure what kind of composition they have, but I believe I took a look at this. Yeah, I took a look at this beforehand. They have some pretty decent units for the most part. They have some inner circle knights. They have some noble cavalry. And yes, indeed, they are mobile, that is for sure. Anyway, they do have a lot of Preceptor Knights as well as Reichsguard Knights and various other things like that. So that could be a little bit dangerous for us to attempt. They are trying to besiege this town, so I'm actually thinking I'm going to wait here for some time. Okay, they're not going to do that when we are inside the garrison. Okay, that makes sense. I wouldn't have expected them to go forward with anything like that. Can we fight with this guy? He has pretty terrible units. Yeah, he has pretty terrible units. I am very worried about this, but we're going to have to do it one way or another. So I guess the best thing for us to do right now is to literally just go straight on in and see what happens. Yeah, look at the combat strength right here. Obviously, we've got to bear in mind I do have access to spells. And if the opponent doesn't use their spells appropriately or is unable to defend against ours in the way that they form their troops and maneuver around and everything, then we're probably going to achieve victory with very minimal problems. But you never know. Sometimes that doesn't happen, you know. Sometimes we've got to be a bit careful, you know. Have to be a little bit careful. Anyway, let me see what I can do here. I'm gonna tell my companions to follow me a little bit. And let me see, I just want to drop that flag. I don't really like the flag on my back because it kind of blocks my view a little bit, so I generally tend to want to drop that quite often and pretty fast actually. Anyway, let me see what I can do here. Okay, that's some pretty nice damage. Not maybe I think it's okay. I mean, I got 62 kills actually. 62 kills with just the first volley of spell cast, which I think is actually not bad. I think that's pretty good. Let me see if I can actually summon a couple more. Summon some skeletons right here. And yeah, I would love to be able to. Let's just do a withering wave then, I guess. That seems to be working quite well. Not too bad. I think that was pretty good. And now I have Wind of Death back as well. So let's do another one of these. Oh, did I kill myself? I actually... Yes. I actually did. Yeah. I actually did. I am very... You know, I gotta say, I'm actually surprised about that, because in the past, I have actually gone in front of my Wind of Death. I've gone in front of it, directly in front of it, and I haven't taken any damage. So all of a sudden, I'm now taking damage from it, so I guess I was just in the wrong position at that point. And previously, I was just lucky. That is pretty much all that we can really take away from that. Anyway, I was able to kill 173 units. I think that's a pretty significant amount of impact that we've had on the battle so far. And now I'm kind of wondering whether I should retreat and go back in. Or whether we should just leave them? Maybe I should just leave them alone. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to speed things up real fast and we're going to see what happens. I don't want to lose too many of my own units. I've lost quite a few so far, but most of them are only skeletons, which is really not that big a deal. You know, I'm going to retreat. I'm going to retreat my party right here because I feel like if I had survived, I might have been able to do something here. No, it seems like we would have actually achieved victory, but I don't really want to go in there any further. Maybe we can have someone intercept this army, because I'm very much hoping that there might be an army very close to NULN. And that's obviously where we would like to try and besiege next. So if we can actually have that happen, I would be very, very appreciative. But I don't think that is actually going to happen. I think we are going to be in a bit of a bad spot here. Yeah, we've got a lot of enemies blocking us a little bit here too, which I'm not a big fan of. Wow, this guy literally has nothing against us. So let's just take him prisoner. Thank you very much. Basically, I'm going to ignore taking prisoners right now because generally I don't need the money. And usually that would be the only reason why I would actually take prisoners. I don't need the money. I'm pretty far away from any friendly or neutral town, so it doesn't really make much sense for me to do it anyway. And otherwise, I think the best thing for us to do is just to kind of be here, just to have a presence in this area. That's pretty much all we need to do. And yeah, we lost a lot of skeletons in that particular fight. Obviously, that's you know, that's the point. You know, that's what they're there for. You know, instead of the vampire units taking damage, it's going to be the skeletons taking damage. And I do understand that they're actually they're pretty good to have. If you have a lot of party size and you don't have the ability to field more vampires, because I mean, let's face it, you know, vampires are pretty expensive. They're kind of difficult to well, I wouldn't say they're difficult to level up, but I would definitely say that they are more challenging to deal with than just, you know, for example, recruiting these free units. I mean, I can basically just recruit these guys right here and boom, we just gained a pretty significant amount of troops and we didn't really have to do anything for them. And obviously, I think there's definitely a place for them. You know, there's definitely a place for using skeletons and things like that. But obviously, at the moment, for me, I just want to try and make sure that my army has the most strength possible. And obviously, because I don't have the ability to go back to friendly territory, skeletons are pretty much my only option at this point. So I'm very much hoping that they're going to be able to absorb a lot of damage, which is obviously their primary purpose, absorbing damage, making sure that the vampires don't take any. And yeah, that's obviously what they're for. And amusingly enough, someone said that I didn't realize that skeletons were bad in an army. I thought to myself, wait a minute, I thought I realized that in episode 2 because we kind of thought to ourselves back to, I think I referenced Blood Bowl at the time, and I said, yeah, that's exactly what the vampire teams are like. You know, they have those thralls, which are basically just regular human-ish units, and they are, well, primarily used as fodder and as walking blood bags for the, you know, for the vampires, because obviously there's that whole unique mechanic surrounding that in Blood Bowl. But obviously, if you don't know anything about Blood Bowl, then, you know, there's no point in me really going on about that. But the point is, yeah, I kind of did realize that, and it's actually amusing you would say it. I don't even understand. Okay, well, whatever the case, we do have a couple more enslaved warriors. I very much like that, and they are actually going to level up into some pretty decent units. I mean, it's not too bad, right? Not too bad to have more of those. Obviously, I don't have the ability to go back and actually recruit vampires right now either, which of course does put paid to that in a pretty significant fashion. So, you know, that's also something for us to consider, you know, whenever we're... Oh, no, wait. I don't want to make peace. What? I must have misclicked. Anyway, yeah, that's also something for us to consider. So whenever we're in enemy territory, for example, skeletons are pretty much going to be the only unit that we can almost assuredly recruit with minimal fuss. I mean, literally, these are free units right here that I can just bring on board anytime I want. And yeah, I think that's pretty nice, actually. I think that's pretty nice. Although, as I say, they are primarily used as fodder, and it's kind of, I feel like it's just sad, you know? It's just sad that they get killed and then you can't really use them any further. There is a massive army in NULN at the moment. I'm not wanting that to happen again. If you recall one of the previous episodes where I was baited into a very damaging battle by, I think it was Camilla, and yeah, she completely just, well, she basically murdered us by proxy, because she brought us into range of a massive army in that area from the town, and boom, we just had an army of over, what was it, 800 or something? I'm not entirely sure on the number now, but it was something way too powerful for us at the time. Anyway, we're just going to take a couple more of these, and there we have it. Okay, nice. Not too bad. Let's just place one of those back there. There we are. Okay, I've just got to make sure that everyone's looking real good in terms of our tags as well. And yeah, I think that is, yeah, I think that's looking pretty nice. I'm still not gonna take any prisoners. I'm basically just taking vassals prisoner at the moment, and we are just going to be continuing to donate our weapons to experience, and that seems pretty nice to me. Alright, so there's a lot of vassals in the area, but these vassals are very, well, they're looking really bad. Let's just say that. They're looking really, really bad. They only have very minimal armies, very minimal combat strength. They really don't have anything that can dramatically, you know, challenge us in many ways, which I actually very much appreciate. Obviously, this is kind of more of a war of attrition style at this point, because I mean, that's generally what I tend to try and do. Eventually, the AI is just not going to be able to keep up with the same amount of progression that a player will be able to do. I'm going to see what I can do here. I'm going to try not to kill myself this time as well, so that would probably be pretty good. Let's go for a nice withering wave there. Hopefully they're going to walk into... yes, never mind. Yeah, those kinds of situations, yeah, I'm not always going to actually get amazing amounts of kills. I'm just sometimes unlucky with where I place the thing. I'm just very worried that I'm going to get shot in the face. You know, I am very lightly armored, so if I do get shot by something, it's usually going to result in my demise almost instantaneously. So yeah, that's also a thing. Oh yeah, by the way, if you do have any suggestions, by the way, I'd be very happy to hear any of them. And just make sure that they're constructive, you know? Just make sure they're constructive, because I feel like that's always really, really fun to get a nice constructive discussion going on. And, you know, it's actually a lot of fun for me as well, because then we can kind of pool our resources, so to speak. And we don't have to, you know, talk about how I didn't realize about the skeletons, even though I did in episode 2. I know, it's very difficult. Very difficult, very difficult. Anyway, let's see if I can... Oh, wait, no. I thought I actually dealt some pretty nice damage to that cavalry unit, but no. Oh, yep, there we go. There's the nice damage. It was a bit of a substitute there. I thought to myself, oh, I did that much damage to enemy cavalry? No, it was just his horse, actually. It's not particularly good. There we go. We can do some nice damage now, though. And I believe that's actually it. I don't think I really need to worry about anything else. We can just speed things up real quick. And I think with our victory here, I should theoretically be able to go straight on into NULN and maybe even take it. Because this is obviously one of the vassals that was relatively strong in the area. And you can see here we actually lost 0? Really? Oh, it's probably because my army was not actually the one to be embroiled in the battle here. I think that was mostly our friend Mr. Derek. Yes, we lost basically no one there. Okay, well, I should definitely apologize to Mr. Derek, because that was not my intention, but oh well, it seems to have worked out quite nicely for us. And Derek, as you can quite clearly tell, has a very significant army as it is, so I suppose he's going to forgive us without too many difficulties. Or at least I hope so. Anyway, we're just going to continue taking those ransoms. I should probably decline some of them, to be honest. And they still have 914 units in the garrison here. Okay, that's going to be... Ooh, that's going to be dangerous. That is going to be dangerous. Okay, actually, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call for an army. Let's see if I can actually create one. Because I know a couple of people have been suggesting for me to, you know, create my army and everything. And yeah, I mean, I've obviously done that previously in the series as well. And just so you know, this is not the first time I've actually played Bannerlord, but okay. Anyway, point is, we actually don't have, usually at least, we don't have that many people that can join us. This time, however, we do. So this is actually really nice. So we can hopefully spend a little bit of our influence as well, because let's face it, we have it, and we might as well spend it, right? So let's do that. There we go. We've got an army of over 2,000. Wow. Okay, that's very nice. Okay, so I'm just going to basically be waiting here for a little bit of time, and then hopefully we'll be able to go into NULN once my other forces have arrived. They were about a day away. The furthest one was a day away, so this should be pretty good. Yep, there we go. There's the last one, and there we have it. Okay, so now, now all the enemies are now here, which is... Are you serious right now? Did they do that on purpose? I feel like they did that on purpose. The timing of them doing that was incredible. Wow, okay. Well, whatever the case, I don't think I really need to worry too much, because we have a very good amount of engineering, and you can see here we have starving soldiers, so we're going to have to be a bit fast about this. Not too fast, because obviously the engineering skill that we have in our army is incredible. I mean, look how fast the trebuchets are actually being built. Boom, they're already done. Look at that. And there's another army right here too, with 3,500 members. I cannot believe it. Okay, that guy really knows what's up, and hopefully he's going to chase away all these vassals around here. Apparently he's not bothering. Well, never mind. Maybe he's going to distract them a little bit, and that might be kind of nice. But I'm basically just going to be declining pretty much every single ransom attempt now as well, because we want to try and keep as many vassals off the fields of battle as possible. You never know when they're actually going to make some kind of offensive push or something like that. But yeah, we should be pretty good here, although my trebuchets are taking some pretty significant damage. I think I actually leveled up. Yes, I did. Okay, so we have 100 in engineering now. Damage to walls increased by 25%. Yes. Thank you. That is definitely going to help us out by a pretty significant margin. I'm actually going to just take a quick look here. I'd like to take a look at my clan screen here. Yes, there is actually a tier 6. Yes, I wanted to just remind myself about that, because I actually, for some reason in the back of my mind, thought it was tier 5 that was the highest. But no, tier 6. So that means I will be taking Famous Commander. In my opinion, this is really, really good. Obviously, Loyalty and Honor, if you want to take that, then that's absolutely fine too. It just very much depends on what you want. I would like to try to get to tier 6 as soon as possible, so additional renown gain, that's always good for me. I like that quite a bit. But obviously you should really take this, at least that's what I've recommended to do in the previous episode. I recommend to take leadership to 100 as soon as you possibly can, earliest in the game that you possibly can, because that's just going to make so much difference over time with how much renown you gain in those battles. So otherwise, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Are we going to go for some riding skill? We're going to go for some polearm skill? I'm actually not entirely sure, to be honest, because on the one hand, I think maybe leadership. Maybe leadership could be good. But then I look at this, right? I look at this and I think, okay, leader of the masses is actually pretty good, because, I mean, look at that. Increase party size by +5 for each town you control. I control 4 towns. Don't I have 4 towns or something like that? So that's an additional 20 party size, which, well, it's not amazing if you think about it in a unit by unit basis. If you have 20 additional vampires, that's pretty amazing, right? That's pretty good. But if you think about it in the case of 20 additional skeletons, maybe not so much. So it's very much a case by case basis. And I mean, there are a bunch of other relatively decent leadership skills. Okay, yeah, we're just going to do more leadership, and we'll do another point in social as well, just so that my leadership can get that much needed boost. And because we do have a pretty significant army as it is right now, it might make sense for us to focus on leadership so that we can get that wonderful, wonderful boost as fast as possible. Alright, so it seems like this trebuchet is going to go down really, really quickly. Or not. Apparently that one is surviving still, and the other one next to it was the one that got destroyed. Okay, weird. And aha, yes. So our time limit has now reached its conclusion, and as a result, we are now having a declaration of war from one of the other factions. So we need to wrap this up quite fast if we don't want significant problems from elsewhere on the map. Not entirely sure who, you know, which, shall we say, which fief is closest to us at the moment from the opponent, but we can only hope that they're not going to come over here and try to interfere in our attack. It seems like we have been able to destroy the walls, and it's daytime as well, so the best thing we can do, actually, you know what, let me just see if I can actually do this. Yeah, that actually works. Okay, so when you just have your own parties in your army, you can't actually increase your cohesion, amusingly enough, but it seems like when you have other vassals in there, then you can do that. Anyway, let's lead the assault. We have 0 HP on the walls, and we should be able to get some wonderful spell kills as well. And do bear in mind that if there is a little bit of lag, that's just because of the spell. That's just because of the spell. We killed so many units in the previous episode as a result of that spell. And yeah, in general, if there's a lot of lag, then that's the reason. And there's not much I can do about it. Oh, wait a minute. Don't kill me just yet, please. I am happy for you to kill me after I have used at least one spell. Then you can just go ahead and do that, whoever you are. Yes, they're already focusing me down. Do you see that? Oh, yeah. They're already doing that. Okay, let me see. Oh, okay. Oh, my Necromancer's getting a couple of kills. That's always nice. Okay. The decision that I have to make now is where do I want to enter? I think this one seems okay. Yeah, I'm going to get off my horse. Got to be a bit careful. Yeah, this seems... What? Why is this so easy? Oh, okay. The enemy is coming over from here. I'm being shot? I thought I was being shot from somewhere, and then I got shot in the back. Ugh. What a classic, eh? What an absolute classic. Okay, I'm just going to heal myself once again. There we go. And there are the enemy. We have so many units, though, that might be the reason why this is so incredibly easy and much, much easier than it was beforehand. Because if you recall, when I went in here before, or went into the previous town before, I had a couple of issues. Well, not really issues as such, but I had some more issues, shall we say. Okay, there's the Wind of Death. Wow. Yeah. That was pretty nice. That was pretty nice, gotta say that. Let's go for a nice Withering Wave over there too. Okay, that's a lot of enemy units. That is a lot of enemy units. Okay, I'm going to use one more Wind of Death, but I have to make it count. So let's see. Where is the best position for me? I'm thinking probably here. No? I got to make a decision relatively quickly because we're losing a lot of units right now. And we're getting more enemy units coming in. Oh no. Yes, wraiths. Yes, they're helping me. Okay. Very nice. I like it. Okay, so now wait a minute. Let's just clear out the enemy units from here, I guess. Okay, that seems to have worked quite nicely. Although I now have 0 mana. Well, I mean, I might as well have 0 mana because it's not really showing me... Well, I have basically no spell that I can cast with the exception of heal and some other summons and things like that, but yeah. Murder him! No, it's okay, we're fine. And the enemy, I believe, is done. But I need to go and heal myself once again. There we go. The healing is absolutely amazing, by the way. I feel like if you were to create a combat-focused character with heal as one of your, well, I'm not going to say one of your main spells, but if you literally have it as, you know, a primary focus, then you're going to have an almost invincible character, really. Because the healing, while, I mean, you can see here, I'm obviously very, very lightly armored. If you were to have someone that was a little bit heavier armored, let's just say, you know, it feels like I don't know, it feels like I'm wearing a paper bag, to be honest, because I literally just get murdered by anything at all. But if you, for example, had very good armor on, you know, armor that actually gives you some relatively decent protection, and then you paired that with the ability to use healing spells, I'm actually not entirely sure if there's anything better. I think there might be a better heal, I'm not too sure. I think there is a group heal, actually. There is a group heal, or kind of like an area heal that heals your allies as well. And that might actually be something for us to look into too, because we do have a significant amount of money, so we might as well power up our necromancers as much as they possibly can. And that could be quite fun to do. Anyway, let's speed things up. And there we have it. A wonderful victory at the final fief of our original opponent, and now we have another opponent to deal with too, so we're going to have to take a look at the map and see exactly what's happening there. Anyway, we actually ended up only losing 20 units, and while some of them were indeed the Castellans, which are well, in my opinion, some of the most powerful unit that I can get, I think they did amazing amounts of damage. They had 250 kills in that entire siege, which is very significant. Anyway, we're going to be taking all of these guys prisoner. Even though it doesn't really make any difference at all. But, you know, we're going to do that nevertheless. And I'm going to be taking all of these troops too. Alright, there you go. Oh wow, 53,000. Okay, yeah. I'm going to be taking the armor, of course, to sell, and then I'll just donate the rest, 53,000 of that. And we're going to show mercy, I suppose, but I'm not going to be claiming the fief myself. I am, however, going to be donating troops to the garrison, so let's actually do that real fast. Oh. That's all I can donate, apparently. Okay, maybe I should donate a little bit more, should I? Yeah, I probably should. Let's try to do... I don't even know whether they have enough space. They don't seem to have enough space for me. That is actually hilarious. Okay. I might have to lose a couple of units then or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to sell and ransom all my prisoners because we're most likely going to be making peace relatively soon now that the fief has been captured, the last of the fiefs, shall we say. And we should go to the trade screen now as well because I am out of food. Oh, well, actually, does that really matter? I don't think food really matters at this point. I'm going to sell all my armor that I've looted, 65,000 for that. And what we're also going to do is I'm going to disband the army. Boom, there we go. And now we can just let them do whatever they want to do. They can run around and murder whoever they want. And let's take a look at the map, shall we? So I'm just going to zoom out here. And it's obviously going to save. Yes, it's probably a good idea that it does, just in case. And otherwise, this is what's currently going on. Okay, so we do have two factions still remaining to deal with. But obviously, I mean, we've already, you know, won against one of them. But there's another two after that we need to deal with. So this is our new opponent. And who's the other one? I thought that there was only 3 factions, but I think there's more of them. No. Okay, yeah. So we are going to force them into a peace in just a second, thanks to their war exhaustion. As you can see, their war exhaustion is maxed out, so there's not much they can do otherwise. Ooh, these guys are looking real dangerous, actually. Look at that. They have 9,400 combat strength, and these guys have nothing. We should be perfectly fine to completely defeat these fellas, but obviously you've got to bear in mind that I believe the non-aggression pact treaty is about to run out with the other one as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they declare war on us at the same time. And in which case, well, I guess it's a case of more the merrier, you know, more the merrier. They're all going to be joining in and lumping themselves in with each other. and hopefully we're going to be able to defend against them. So let's just wait here for a little bit of extra time just to make sure that my mana is back up to scratch, as well as my HP. And we can vote for the new owner. Oh yes, okay, so who do I want this to go to? I guess Mr. Derek, why not? I think that sounds like a good enough idea as any, right? Yes, I think so. And we do have the war exhaustion now that has kicked in, so now we don't have to worry about those other people anymore. And I suppose this is a good time as any to end this episode off here. This is the map overview, and you can see here that we actually have some pretty spread out fiefs to deal with in the future as well. I'm not looking forward to dealing with those, that's for sure, but it's going to make it very difficult for the opponent to actually defend any of these places either, because they're not really centralized in any way, so we might get a little bit lucky. But obviously if they do declare war on us, which I am highly assuming they will, then two of my fiefs are very, very close by to this particular town here, so we might have a bit of a fight on our hands. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.